I mean, injuries are part of wrestling, unfortunately. How he can manage some of those things, and obviously being dinged up is one thing, and being able to manage it's another. You know, he's catastrophic injuries. Sometimes I mean ACLs. Heck, you know, we had a guy a few years ago that he tore his ACL and he still placed in the national tournament. You know, so guys can do some incredible things. I think for us, like I said, I think we're learning how to manage these guys better. We're push them and we push them and make sure that they're prepared, but being able to control some of those things. You know, heck, you know, the other day we're on a bike we're on a bike hammering away, maybe instead of being late into a wrestling, or hey, maybe we're not running stairs, we're doing some other things that I think can lessen some of that impact maybe on them. You know, but training, you still have to train. You have to train hard. You have to train long. You have to be able to be focused when you're fatigued. And there's only one way to do that, and that is to push guys. You know, so yeah, I think guys feel good right now, and knock on wood that they feel good. But you know, when you're looking at a 4-month season, to think that you're not going to have some nicks and bruises, and you know, when I tell guys, even when they go through some of those practices and they don't feel perfect, it's like you could be at that point at the national tournament, and you got to remember that, and you got to be able to manage that and not let it get the best of you, because you know, a lot of times this thing is what. So I'm not answering your question because I'm not going to talk about specific injuries for the most part. You know, Runyon had a couple surgeries. Yeah, he's on the mend right now. You know, we have most of our guys are out in the room and they're not on a bike. I like when that bike room is pretty wide open. I'm a big fan of that. I don't like it when I go out in there and there's 5 or 6 guys hammering around on the bike. I like it a lot more when they're out on the wrestling mat because they need to get better at wrestling. So yeah, I think we continue to learn how to manage these guys, but some of those injuries, they're catastrophic in the fact that you can't control them. I think we can control things as much as we can in training, and that's what we try to do.
What is Jacob Holschlag's status?
He's done with his wrestling career. You know, there comes a point where you have to make a decision on quality of life with certain things. You know, he's still around our team in the room. He's in grad school right now, and he'll have his master's degree after this year. But he's a huge asset to our program. But a guy that, you know, hopefully everyone looks at him. And it was really easy last year because, you know, the 2020 class, all that thing was right in front of you because you're like, man, look at what these guys lost. It was very easy to be reminded of that. Now you can look over at him and be like, you know what, things don't always go as you plan them. But now how you move forward, how you manage that, how the impact that you can have can still be incredible, even beyond how many points you scored in a national tournament. Every guy that we have is valuable. We got 35 of them on our roster. Every single guy is valuable no matter how many points they score at a national tournament. And he's guys that illustrates that as much as anybody, that he's done and he's still giving back and he's still figuring out a way to make our program better. So, yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's certainly not how he would have drawn up the end of his career, but sometimes you become at peace with those things, and he's at peace with that. He's probably more at peace with it than some of his coaches are. And that's okay, man, as long as he is.